In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Today we will speak about just one verse. This verse was one prayer, a small prayer, but it changed a lot of people's life. They call the prayer of JABEZ, بالعربي JABEZ or JABEZ. That's right, Bishoy? JABEZ. That's his prayer with only one verse. If you look to in first book of Chronicle, first 9 chapter, someone can have a look to first 9 chapter and they tell me what he see. From chapter 1, have a look, chapter 2, chapter 3. First 9 chapter, all they talk about names, around 500 names. And between all these names, one small verse about this person. Number 1, this person, JABEZ, what's his name meaning? The pain or sadness. Imagine a mother to call her son the pain or sadness. What happened? Some of the scholars, they said maybe his dad passed away before he born or during he born, or maybe his mom have hard time until he get born. That's why they call him like this. But to call someone like this, they said everyone have a names, sometimes related to his life. He was in verse 9, in chapter 4, verse 9, they said JABEZ was more honorable than all his brothers. He was more honorable than all his brothers, and he was praying one prayer. This prayer he divided in 4 parts, only one verse. Number 1, he said, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed. Oh God, please bless me." Number 1, laytak tubarikni. Number 2, he told him, "And enlarge my territory." Number 2, enlarge my territory. Number 3, "And your hand be with me all my life." Number 4, "And keep me away from the evil." That's all his prayer, just one verse, and he divided to 4 parts.
Where are you reading from?
For me, I just, First Chronicle, chapter 4, verse 9 and 10. We talk about verse 10. So he said, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain." That's right, you found it, Dulay? Very nice prayer. I was reading one of the scholars, he wrote a full books about these 4 verses. Number 1, this person, he was a graduate from theological college in Europe, not our theological college. He said, "After I finish my degree, I want to decide what I want to do to my life." He dedicated his life to serve Christ. He said, "I was reading and this verse come to my mind, and I was praise this verse and praise this verse, and second day I start to understand what God he want to give me message to do." He said, "Until now I am 30 years servant. This verse I say it every day." And we will explain this verse slowly. Another person, he said, "I came to America to preach about Christ. And I was pray this prayer." They discuss, the people pray this one and how change the life, how walk in the life. And he said, "I was in aircraft and I come to the state. I said, God, please, I want you enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory, that means make my service bigger and bigger." He said, "I went to visit my friend in the state, just the first day for me over there. I got the phone and some people, they want to meet me. These people, they want to meet him, was one of the TV channel, Christian one, and they want him to start to do program." He said, "Oh my God," he asked the man, "Did you hear what I was praying to God? I was asking him, enlarge my territory, make my service bigger. And whenever can I find service get bigger, then I give a topic in TV all the time, regular, every week." So a very important, small prayer, but big rewards. We'll go through them step by step. First part, they said, "Would you bless me indeed? Laytak tubarikni. Would you bless me indeed?" No one can live his life without God's blessing. Whatever you have amount of money, whatever you have education, but if you not have God's blessing, you're missing something. You're missing something in your life. One of the servants, he said, "I was in big camp. Their camp was 900 people. The leader of the camp was about 70, 75 years old. He said, a night time I was going to the kitchen, I heard him pray. So I just walked slowly to hear, and I found this leader of the camp, he prayed and asked God for his blessing. He said, I was surprised. He should pray for the camp to be successful. He should pray for the poor. He should pray for famine. People have famine, all these people. But why he was praying, God bless him. But when I grow spirituality, I understand. If God bless your life, He make your life shine on other people. He make you to serve the other people. How many times we see a priest or a person who says that's a blessed person, and people go talk to him, or people want to talk his blessing. One day, Abuna Fanus lived there in Ambabola. I remember one day I saw him. You know where he was hiding? A woman stole it. Why? Because the time he walked, everyone ran behind him to try to take something as a blessing. He never walked with shoes, because the time he leave his shoes gone, or shape or anything they can take from him, they will take. Why? Because a blessed man. How many people, after the Pope finished his sermon, his late Pope Shinoda, they want to drink the water after he drinks some. He found heaps. How many people, they love his Holiness sign the picture or anything. Why? Because a blessing from him. So very important, we ask God for his blessing. When they bring it, that's in his time. How he bring it in his time, and how big his blessing, that's his job, not our job. One man, his name Amma Agaibi. This is a very nice story. This man, he was just an ordinary person. Every month he take his pay, he pay his tithes to the church every time. He pay more, God reward him more. Pay more, God reward him more. Until how many family he used to look after them? 400 family. This man getting old, and he saw his fourth generation. He was, when they write this story, his son was 75 years old. So imagine his dad how old, was around 100. So this man, his body started to shut down slowly. He cannot eat anymore or drink. His leg cannot move or hand, just his eye moving. And the doctor coming to check on him every day to wait until he finished, so they write the certificate he passed away. So last time he come, he looked just hardly, has to hear his breath by, but to check his breath, he's still breathing. He said to his son, listen, I'm not gonna coming back. He come couple of hours, he gone. He write even his certificate, they start to get the people coming to comfort of the family, and the people wearing black, and they start to scream, and all this tradition, Egyptian tradition, And every 15, 20 minutes, his son opens the door to check on his dad, and he hears his heart is still beating. He come out, he tells him, still. Another time, third time, fourth time, he found his dad sit on the bed. The guy, he's the 175 years old, he said, Dad, what happened? He said, the angel of God, he come to me and tell me, God who is sending me to take your life ended. But because the 400 families still needing your help, I will extend your life how many years? 15 years, like God when he extend, which king? Hezekiah the king, when God extend his life 15 years. This man was nearly 100 years old, and to walk to the church about half an hour walking for someone strong. He used to walk to the church for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. He got his horse and the chariot, but he said, no, I go to the church walking. And he stayed for another 15 Christmas, another 15 Easter, until his 15 years come and gone. So sometimes God keep you to bless people around you, and sometimes when you be blessed, you bless the others. That's why, number one, we ask you, please God, would you bless me indeed? That's number one in his prayer. Number two, in his prayer, he said, and enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory, does not mean I need a house 2-story or a house with 5 acres. No. These spiritual people, they want the territory. I want God, people, to know you more through me. To know more through me. What does this mean? My service to get bigger. I can serve more. That's what this means, enlarge my territory. There's not something earthly, they're talking about something internal. enlarge my territory. This person, he wrote this book. He said, I was finishing final years on the theological college. He was teaching the final years. He said in this year they have around 2,000 students. And he told them, what about after you finish your degree? You go one of the islands, try to go and start preaching these people about Christ. He said in the beginning they said, you crazy, how we can go island and all the stuff. He said, if all the last week in their study I told them, but some of them they not believe, some believe. He said, after I back home, he was traveling from state to state from America. He said, I got a letter, and two of the students, they went the island about 650K. They went and they started to talk to people. They said they got about 10, 15. And after these people come, they talk to people, they got another 126 trained servant, and they start come with them to teach these people about Christ. And they call it the mission of JABEZ, exactly for this prayer. So to show you, they want the territory to get bigger. The servant, he wrote this book. He said, I want to see how simple he wanted his trip. He went around Greece. He said, what about I want to see the Patmos, the area who was writing his book in Patmos? St. John the Beloved. He said, the ship parked there, and I left the guide of the tour, and I went for coffee shop, and I would sit by myself. I said, God, I want you to enlarge my territory. Send me one he need my help or service. He said, just I drink my coffee. Someone, this man, he was from United States. So someone, he come, his name Terry. He said, you from United States coming with the ship? He said, yes. He said, can I sit with you? Straight away. He said, yes. He said, I have a problem. I want to take your advice. He said, what? He said, today, my last day of my marriage. My wife, I will go home and she will leave home. We have problem and the problem and the problem we can't handle anymore. He said, I asked him, you want your wife to stay at home? He said, yes. He said, have you got a couple of hours for me to talk to you? He said, no problem. He said, I started to talk to him about how to be successful marriage from the Bible. And after I finished, the man, he wanted to go home to practice what I teach him. He told him, whatever happened, the ship will departure at night. Come and tell me what happened. He said, I was waiting for him to come to tell me what happened until he hears that sound, the ship will departure. So I was in the corner to wait for anyone to see what's in his hand. I found two young married people coming, running in hand each other, and they called me, your plan work, your idea work. He said, all the trip I was back home very happy because God sent this person. How many times we know some people want to help, or how many times we should pray God send us to help people to enlarge our territory. In this Sunday, the reading of the Bible, anyone he think to read, to know what the Bible about? Sure. Sunday 1, it's about the paralyzed man. Who helped the paralyzed man? How many people? 4. Did the Bible mention their name? No. Why? Because when the Bible doesn't mention someone's name, I should practice on myself. The paralyzed man, they didn't mention his name because I can be paralyzed. What's paralyzed? Spirituality. I can know where Jesus, I know where the church, but I cannot go. But God will send someone will help you to go. And these people, they left him. These people, they didn't embarrass to tell them, why you drop him from the ceiling, all the stuff. These people, they don't care about anything. Their idea, to bring this person to Jesus Christ. And when they put him next to Jesus Christ, their job done, they leave Jesus to continue. And that's what he done. He helped him spiritually, he saved him from sin, and he healed him physically. That's what our job, to try to bring people to Christ and say, enlarge my territory. Number 3, and your hand be with me. Can any service or church successful, or any person successful, if God his hand not with him? I doubt. Saint Mark, when he went in Egypt, to visit Egypt first to preach our Christians, what he got with him? Absolutely nothing. But the hand of God was with him. Moses the prophet, when he cast people, He got people out of Egypt. He got anything? Nothing. The hand of God divide the Red Sea. The hand of God make all this miracle. That's what we need. We need the hand of God in our life. Before we start any decision, before we start a new job, before we do any service, we ask God, please put your hand before my hand, so that the service can be successful and blessed. Abuna Yusuf Asad, they got a big church in Egypt, in Giza. One day he announced, we have a small land next to our church we want to buy to make it like, for Sunday school and for the service. And they said, I forgot what happened. People donate. We start to build slowly. He said, one day I finished the meeting. I found a person waiting for me. He said, Abuna, can I talk to you? He said, I'm coming out of the meeting. Abuna Yusuf Asad was famous, so whatever people around him. He told him, right, wait. He said, I saw his clothes tore, very dirty. Looks like the man needs some money donation. So I told him, wait until I finish with these people. I come to you. So he said after he finished with people, he went and talked to the man. He thought the man he wanted donation, poor person or something. And the man, he told him, Abuna, 7 years ago, you was announced on the meeting, you want to buy the land to build a building. After I hear this one, every day I work 1 extra hour, and I save this money for 7 years, and I want to give it to you now. Abuna, he said, thank you, son, keep it for you. Abuna, he said, I feel sorry for what I can see, He said, God will build his church, but keep the money. He said, I found the man, he started to cry, and I tell me, Abuna, why he doesn't want my money? Please, I want to give it, so I take the blessing. Abuna, he said, I took the money from him. Just you start your service, start anything, and ask God to put his hand. Even after a long time, you don't know how God works. 7 years, Abuna, maybe he never remember. He took this person, he saw him in that day or not. But God hand work. So number 1, we ask for the blessing. Number 2, enlarge our territory, enlarge our service. Let people to know about you, God, through us. Number 3, your hand be with us. Number 4, he said, and keep me away from evil. Anyone walk and live with Christ, the devil not gonna leave him alone. One of the servants, he was teaching in theological college. One student, he come to him after first year, second year. He said, fathers or my teacher, thank God first year the devil tempted me a lot. Thank God this year I have no problem. I'm very happy. He told him, something wrong with you. If you not have temptation, that means the devil satisfied for what you're doing. Just to go and think what you do wrongly. Because truly, if you not have a temptation in your life, there is something wrong. Because the devil never can leave you alone. So here when he said, keep me from the evil, what does this mean? You don't keep me away from temptation, but during the temptation, I want to see your hand with me. During the temptation, protect me so I'm not going to fall in temptation. So, David the prophet, he said, God tempted me and give me like disaster. We all like a blini, give me balwa, and a disaster. Why? Because during the temptation, you see God's hands. But we not ask God to take away the temptation, but strengthen us and stay with us in the temptation. So number 1, remember, we ask for the blessing. Number 2, David. Number 2, enlarge our territory. Number 3, hand with us. Number 4, okay, can we practice this verse? I want you to come out for today to use it honest. If you use, that's a fully big prayer and a blessed prayer. You ask for everything. God hand to bless your life. God bless your life. Number 2, God use me. Make my service bigger. Number 3, God, I want your hand with me all my life. Number 4, keep me away from the evil. I want you with me all the time, so I'm not going to fall in temptation or anything. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. Any question? So we remember again, this in First Chronicle books, chapter, verse 10. 9 and 10. 9 and 10. Remember, just to always practice this one. It's very good prayer and very short. Very short. Thank you very much. Any question? Thank you very much.